should we be concerned that so many UFO sightings are happening all over the world? Extremely strange aircraft are spotted flying through our skies every single day. This is happening in every part of the globe, and those that are having experiences with these aircraft come from a wide variety of different cultures. It has become exceedingly obvious that something is going on. But of course, there is a tremendous amount of disagreement about what all of this means. Some argue that these aircraft have an extraterrestrial origin, others argue that they have a terrestrial origin, and yet others believe that most of these sightings can all be explained as experimental military aircraft, drones, weather balloons, or other man-made anomalies. But at this point, nobody can deny that there is lots of strange activity happening above our heads, and it appears to be accelerating. Over the past few days, some remarkable footage that was captured by a model named Valentina Rueda Valles has generated quite a bit of controversy. The model was recorded the jaw-dropping moment a UFO zoomed past her cockpit at 20,000 feet. Valentina Rueda Valles captured the clear footage of the object while in a private plane on Tuesday, April 4th. In the clip she shared on Instagram story, she's flying at an altitude of 20,000 feet under a bright blue sky. And she said, "I had to watch the footage for myself, and I had to admit that I was quite impressed." And this is the image that she took from her window. Even though the footage is quite stunning, that does not mean that it's real. With the video editing technology at our fingertips, it's just so easy to fake something like this. And many would argue that some random model is not exactly the most credible witness. But we have no way of completely dismissing this footage either. At this point, I could share dozens of other UFO videos that were shot by unknown people, and we could go through the same analysis over and over again. Needless to say, that would not get us very far. So let me shift gears and talk about the U.S. military. Since it was established less than a year ago, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office has been getting hundreds of new UFO reports from members of the U.S. military. The U.S. government's brand new UFO tracking office has been open for half a year, but business is already booming. Over the last 6 months, the office, named the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, has received several hundreds of new UFO reports from U.S. military personnel. Office Director Sean Kirkpatrick told Associated Press this adds to more than 140 UFO sightings reported by the military between 2004 and 2021, 140, which were previously described in a much anticipated report from the Pentagon in June 2021. Are all of these individuals that are serving in our armed forces making these sightings up? Of course not. On Wednesday, the head of the AARO told Congress that his office is now in the process of evaluating approximately 650 different incidents. The Pentagon is investigating a rising number of cases involving unidentified aircraft. The head of the agency's effort told senators on Wednesday and is now tracking some 650 incidents. In the old days, U.S. officials worked very hard to keep speculation about UFOs very quiet, but now they're being a lot more open about these things. And why is that? The head of the AARO, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, has even co-authored a paper that suggests that, quote, an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft, that is a mothership, that releases many small probes, that is their shuttles, during its close approach, a passage to Earth, end quote. The Pentagon official wrote in March that an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth, and that these small probes, or dandelion seeds, could be separated from the mothership by either the gravitational force of the sun or by maneuvering capability. Kirkpatrick wrote that these tiny probes would reach the Earth or other solar system planets for exploration as the parent craft passes by within a fraction of the Earth-Sun separation. and once an Earth-like planet is targeted, an interstellar device can plunge into its atmosphere. In principle, a multitude of tiny devices can be released from a mothership that passes near Earth, Kirkpatrick wrote, and within a close range to a star, extraterrestrial technological probes could use starlight to charge their batteries and liquid water as their fuel. Personally, I think that Dr. Kirkpatrick's theories are not exactly on target, but this just shows how much the narrative has shifted. When I was growing up, those that talked about the existence of UFOs were considered to be a bit nuts. Now they're running government agencies. In my latest book, I have an entire chapter about UFO phenomenon. Even though government officials are now discussing these issues in public, I believe that much is still being hidden from us, and I also believe that we're being set up for a deception of historical proportions. A lot of people assume that those that are piloting these strange aircraft must be friendly, but there is a tremendous amount of evidence that they are not friendly. For example, UFOs have been heavily linked with the bizarre cattle mutilations that have happened for decades in the western half of the country. Earlier today, I came across another example of this phenomenon. We had such a mutilation in Texas recently. Texas authorities have been left with more questions than answers after finding 6 cows dead along a rural highway with their tongues cut out. Not a trace of blood or anything. Now, ranchers in Madison County, about 100 miles southwest of Waco, first discovered a 6-year-old Longhorn Cross cow lying on her side, dead and mutilated last week, the local sheriff's office announced on Wednesday. The cow's tongue was removed with no blood spilt, and a straight, clean cut with apparent precision, had been made to remove the hide from around the cow's mouth on one side. If you study this, you'll find that there have been countless examples of cattle being mutilated in ways that it would be impossible for humans to do. But we aren't supposed to really talk about such things, are we? We're just supposed to put our blinders on and pretend that everything is fine. Unfortunately, the frequency of UFO sightings appears to be reaching a crescendo, and I believe that this will be an absolutely enormous story in the years ahead. And this is written by Michael Snyder. He says about the author, my name is Michael, and my brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing, and one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I have also started a brand new Substack newsletter, and I encourage you to subscribe so that you won't miss any of the latest updates. I have published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the Most Important News, and the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely a great help. These are troubled times, and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. And this is on End of the American Dream by Michael Snyder. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.